The Lebanese parliament convened for a general session Monday at UNESCO Palace to discuss a series of important draft laws from a long agenda. A 68-item agenda will be discussed at the meeting, such as a draft law to lift banking secrecy on account of those who have held public office since 1990, and another law that aims at enforcing a forensic audit of the central bank. Lebanon is one of the few countries in the world that still applies a banking secrecy law, which posed an impediment last month in carrying out a forensic audit of the country's controversial central bank by an international consultancy. A forensic audit of the central bank and public institutions is another prerequisite for financial assistance by the international community. The Defense Ministry in Kigali said on Monday Rwanda has deployed troops to the Central African Republic, where its soldiers serving in the UN peacekeeping force have been targeted by rebels. A statement said the government of Rwanda has deployed force protection troops to the Central African Republic under an existing bilateral agreement on defense. The statement added the deployment is in response to the targeting of the Rwanda Defense Force contingent under the UN peacekeeping force by rebels supported by former President Francois Bozize. On Saturday, the Central African Republic's government accused Bozize of leading an attempted coup as tensions mount ahead of key presidential and legislative elections on Sunday. An aircraft carrier group led by China's newest carrier, the Shandong, has sailed through the Taiwan Strait on its way to routine drills in the South China Sea, China's Navy said on Monday, after Taiwan mobilized its forces to monitor the trip. While it is not the first time China's carriers have passed close to Taiwan, it comes at a time of heightened tension between Taipei and Beijing, which claims the democratically ruled island as its territory. The Shandong carrier group sailed through the Taiwan Strait a day after a U.S. warship transited the same waterway. China's military said it tailed the ship. Farmers' leaders sought to step up pressure on Prime Minister Narendra Modi to repeal 3 agricultural reform laws on Monday by starting a 24-hour relay hunger strike. Premier Modi's government is urging the farmers to engage in further talks to end a deadlock which has led to thousands camping on the outskirts of New Delhi for more than 3 weeks. The protests have blocked roads connecting the national capital with neighbouring states of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, hitting public transport and the supply of fruit and vegetables. US authorities are looking very carefully into the virus variant spreading in the United Kingdom, top health officials said Monday, while indicating that a ban on UK travel was not currently in the cards. The news came as a US expert panel recommended those aged 75 and older should be the next vaccinated against the virus, along with 30 million frontline essential workers, including teachers, grocery store employees and police. Addressing the virus variant, Moncef Slaoui, chief advisor to the government's Operation Warp Speed vaccine program, said that US officials don't know yet if it is present in the country. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on Monday suspended all international flights amid the second wave of coronavirus. A notification issued by Saudi Arabia noted that flights have been banned for a week, which could be extended further. Following the order by the kingdom, the Pakistan International Airlines cancelled all flights to the kingdom. Officials in both the UK and the EU will meet later on Monday after a host of the UK's European neighbours banned travel from the country due to a new, more infectious strain of coronavirus that has spread rapidly across England and Wales. As other European countries continue to deliberate on bringing in similar measures, France, Germany, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Bulgaria, Finland and Denmark are among the countries to have announced bans of varying lengths. Canada has now also banned flights arriving from the UK. The Health Ministry said Bulgaria became the latest country to close its air, sea and land borders to travellers coming from the United Kingdom from Monday until January 31st to prevent importing a new strain of the coronavirus. Health Minister Olivier Véran said France will start its COVID-19 vaccination program next Sunday. Minister Véran added on Monday that the French vaccination program would start off with the most vulnerable members of the population, such as the elderly. Europe's medicines regulator will on Monday assess the COVID-19 vaccine jointly developed by US company Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech, with a green light to put Europe on course to start inoculations within a week. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Monday that it has accepted the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices recommendation for use of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine in the US. The US Centers said with 2 recommended vaccines, Advisory Committee will recommend additional groups for vaccination. On Friday, the Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for the Moderna, becoming the second vaccine authorized under an EUA for the prevention of COVID-19 in the US. Media outlets reported that Moderna began shipping its vaccine on Sunday, as the first vaccinations are expected on later Monday. The Philippines expects to receive 30 million doses of Novavax, incorporate its COVID-19 vaccine by July next year, its foreign minister said on Monday, boosting the country's effort to secure supplies to inoculate more than 100 million people. Despite consultations with numerous vaccine makers, the Philippines has so far signed only one supply deal with the help of its private sector to acquire 2.6 million shots of a vaccine developed by AstraZeneca. It plans to buy 25 million doses of a vaccine from China's Sinovac Biotech for delivery by March and aims to secure between 4 and 25 million doses of vaccines from Moderna and Arcturus Therapeutics Holdings Incorporated. South Korea recorded its highest daily death toll from the coronavirus, health authorities said on Monday, as a surge in infections strains the health system and prompted police raids on venues suspected of violating social distancing rules. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said as of midnight Sunday, there were 24 additional deaths, bringing the country's total to 698. There were a further 926 coronavirus cases, down from a record high 1,097 the day before. Local authorities in rural Egypt have declared a state of emergency after detecting 2 outbreaks of bird flu. The head of the veterinary agency in the southwestern province of Al-Wadi Al-Gadid said Monday that avian influenza was detected in 2 poultry farms in the village of Izab al-Qasr and Awina in the Dakhla Oasis, located over 750 kilometers from the capital Cairo. He said the infected birds were culled and authorities have carried out medical examinations of people who were in contact with them. The virus, which is mainly spread through contact with infected animals, can cause severe illness or death in humans.